Right then, now we're here for an exclusive interview with Tengagged Moderation. They're here to talk about how the public perceives them.
So, firstly, a lot of users say you're quite negative and threatening towards them. For example, BB Damien claims he sent you a message via mails saying, "Merry Christmas, boo. You are my shining star. You make Tengage worth logging in for. I love you forever and I will always bottom for you."
When did I do? Okay, sorry, gone.
Well, apparently you responded with saying if he sent anything like that again, that he would get permanently banned.
Yeah, we've taken that in a completely wrong context, but yeah, go on. I said all of that, but why are you putting it in that context?
Do you see why users might say that your behaviour is threatening?
I wasn't threatening anybody, but you can put it into whatever context you want. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. You've just twisted a whole conversation and put it into a completely different context.
There's not really many ways you can change the context of stop mailing or I will ban you.
If I was meaning in a threatening manner, do you think I'd even bother say it? Come on, isn't that a bit incriminating?
Well, you are moderation. There's no higher authority above you. Many users are quite outraged that you're able to get away with the things that you do and not get punished due to your position. Just consider that for a moment.
I'm considering it. And I'm telling you, why would anyone take personal offence if I'm not talking to them?
Okay, then moving on. There has been some uproar after a comment you left on Diva One's blog saying "pow pow." What did you mean by that?
What, am I not allowed to say that?
We're not saying that. I guess it just goes back to context. People made negative assumptions about your meaning behind that.
I talk like that all the time, and so does Darnell. That's just how we talk.
Really? How come we've never seen you talk like that before then?
Because that's how I talk, and you've never said anything like that before. We always say bullet pop pop pop. That's an expression that we make. Or pow pow, that's an expression as well. That was even a song. So, like, what are you trying to say? That I'm making a gun noise? What is it that you're trying to say?
Well, even Bengal Boy pointed out that there might be a dark meaning behind it all.
No, I'm not trying to be funny, yeah? I find it intimidating when Rex starts dictating what people can and can't do. I find that intimidating, but not when he's not talking to me.
I don't think Bengal Boy's name is Rex.
Who's Rex?
No, excuse me, I'm answering her because she's asking questions, and if she says something, I'll answer her back, innit? Like, that's how a conversation works. Like, getting up and trying to play like the martyr, trying to defend anyone, you might as well just sit back, babes. That shit's not going to wash around me.
Well, what would you say to him then if you think he's trying to dictate people?
You know exactly what you're doing, and you're not playing a very clever game at all. As far as I'm concerned, you've been very, very dumb, and it's public perception what counts, yeah? I just wanted to make sure I got it off my chest this morning and got through to you how small I think you are, because you can't say certain things to my face. You would rather say it into the diary room. Now, you see me? I'm a big woman. Anything that I can say in the diary room, I would say to your face first and foremost, and then possibly take it up with Big Brother if I'm still a bit upset afterwards. And if you think I made you feel uncomfortable, well then imagine how uncomfortable I was.
Bengal Boy is actually quite well respected on Tengag.
You're sitting here acting like dickheads, like playing a simple person. Don't go on like you don't understand. You understand what's being said. Don't play it like, oh, you're being too harsh. No, you're making me be harsh.
Okay, well, you've been quite vocal about what your thoughts are on my co-host Sex God here.
Well, smoking and drinking would be bad enough for me, yeah? Let alone the fact that I then flick on one day and he's prancing around in a skirt and a face full of slap. I'd be disgraced.
I'm sorry that you're so disgraced by that, but I actually think that that's quite offensive, and I think there's a lot of other people on the website who are listening right now who might be offended by that as well.
Remember I told you.
Well, I would say the way that you represent yourself does come across as rather intimidating.
Intimidating and threatening. I'm someone's mum. You're trying to paint me out to be some kind of violent, aggressive person that I'm not.
Well, I guess that's up to the public to decide.
You'll never ever be ready. Remember I told you.
Okay then, P, we're done now.
See ya.